Hello and welcome, and today we're going to be making a video on who the best character is to main based on your playstyle and who you should change your main from based on what sort of player you are, how fast paced you are, how good you are at the game, mechanically skilled, and yeah, we're going to get straight into it. I really hope you enjoy, and please, this is the most important part. I read every comment and reply to every comment. Tell me what character you made before and what character you changing your main to. And if you're not changing, tell me why. If you are changing, tell me why. And also, if you've already played a few games with the character, maybe come back and tell me if it helped. So, obviously, if a lot of people are saying it helped, then maybe people believe me a bit more. Anyway, let's get straight into it. So first, we can get in the categories of characters, and I've got a little list here of what I think the main categories of characters and play styles, and we'll go through them. So aggressive, passive, flashy, controlling, floaty, a player who likes to trade, free flowing, and reading, and I'll explain what all of those mean later, and we'll go through the characters. Just so you know, any character can be played any way. Any character can be played aggressive or passive, but some characters are just way better at it because of their kit's kind of designed for it, or their kit just makes sense. And this video is going to be really good because there's been a bunch of new characters which I'm obviously going to recommend you to play and who you change your main to. So yeah, we'll get straight into who I think is aggressive, and every character will maybe have 2 or 3 categories they fit in, and if you feel like you're fitting into the description that I'm putting for the person who should play the character, then just give them a try. So first things first, we're going to go over aggressive with a bunch of all the aggressive characters with a bunch of different categories in between. So I think aggressive passive doesn't really work because the character can't do both, but there is a character that kind of comes to mind as someone who can be aggressive and passive, and that's Yumiko. Yumiko can be really aggressive with her high speed and her high dex, and she can be really passive with her defensive 6. Hammer's a great offensive weapon and defensive weapon. Same with bow. You can both rush and play back with it. So I think Yumiko is the only character who fits into that. If you want to play aggressive sometimes, you want to play passive sometimes. Aggressive and flashy goes to a few characters. These are going to be the characters you see all the time. Probably one of the most played. Mordex, he has 2 string and read weapons, and he has 2 ring and read and string weapons. Has the longest strings in the game. Really loud and aggressive sigs, 7 speed. Like this is the perfect aggressive character. He's a really good one, and I would recommend picking him. And then we've got others like Nyx with Scythe. Most of the Scythe legends will be called aggressive and flashy, but Nyx, again, look at the speed. The speed's really important, and he's got blasters and Scythe, amazing for aggressing. And if you're going to go with a character who's just really aggressive but maybe not that strong, that's definitely going to be Caspian. If you don't care about meta at all, he's got Katars and Gauntlets, 2 of the most close range aggressive weapons in the game. He's quick, he's got decent speed, really high damage. You can hit some good clips on him. So kind of the aggressive and flashy sort of characters. And then we're going to go with aggressive and controlling. These are characters which have stage control. You're kind of scared of them. They might hog center stage the entire game and try and have you on the back foot. And we're going to go with aggressive and controlling. So we've got Petra for this. Petra is a very aggressive. Look at the damage, look at the speed character. And with her orb and her orb sigs, especially when she with her side sig on orb and her end sig, you can control a lot of space on the map, make them scared to jump. And with your high damage, they can't afford to be taking hits from you. You often see Petra's hold stage control really well because she's just a character who can do it. She's got the stats to do it. Another character who I would class as really aggressive and controlling is like a character like Jae Young. When he's got the great sword, a lot of the great sword characters, but especially like Jae Young, he's got really big sigs. You'll see this with a lot of the characters in the controlling category, and you have to be really scared against him because if you dodge against great sword once wrong, you can hit a really amazing amount of damage, which is a bit ridiculous in a way. And this is something I missed just now. For aggressive and flashy, you've also got all the great sword characters because they're all great swords, a very flashy weapon, but mainly Mako, Katar's great sword, two sigs which slam you straight down into the floor. They are a perfect character if you're aggressive and flashy. So I've done aggressive and flashy, aggressive and passive, and aggressive and controlling. Now I've got aggressive and floaty. Now floaty is less of a playstyle that you can always do, but floaty players tend to be up in the air jumping a lot, so they have to have really good landing options, right? And like ground sweeping options. So an example of a really good ground sweeping option is like Dare on Axe, Sare on Hammer, Set on axe. What else is a really, really good option? You've got Spear Nair, that's a bit less, but then other characters have things like Grav Cancels that they can utilize. Lance has very good grounded options, so for aggressive and floaty, we're going to go with Artemis. High speed, so you can move a lot in the air. You can move a lot with Lance in the air, and you have your Dare and Sarah to cover ground if you're in the air a lot. And aggressive, he's got the 9 speed. She also fits into the flashy category. If you put the 9 speed on, you can hit some amazing clips, 0 to deaths all the time. But mainly aggressive and floaty because the way you can stay up in the air with her SIGs as well, and they're good to grav cancel. Dare works very, very, very well on both weapons to clear the ground and start you up for combos being aggressive. And yeah, that's it for aggressive, other than aggressive and trading, but it doesn't really work. Any character with high damage and good true combos. Cross is a really good example. You get that 7 damage, 8 damage. You can trade really well on him, and he's got gauntlets and blasters, 2 weapons you can be really aggressive with. Character like Volkov with axe, but even then he doesn't have the stats to do it. But Onyx, really, really good at trading because the 8 defense, so you can be really aggressive with your weapons and carry on being aggressive, trading hits. If you don't know what that means, it means taking a hit, giving a hit, taking a hit, giving a hit, taking a hit, and kind of going back and forth with your opponent and kind of keeping them on pressure all the time, but it means you lose some engagements. And then aggressive and reading will be all the Scythe Legends. We're going to put Jiro, we're going to put Mordex, we're going to put Jay Young's really good, Caspian's really good. A bunch of legends that fall into aggressive and reading because they kind of tend to be a very, very similar playstyle. Anyway, that's it for the aggressive, and we'll get on to passive now. So we're going to go with passive, and flashy will be a character like Koji because he has very long strings and you can play really defensive with him and utilize really good movement and spacing. Koji feels really nice to play as well. You'll see a lot of pros playing him, and you can play really defensive with bow, long range, sword, get in and out really quickly, a very hard to punish weapon. Another very good passive and flashy character would be a character who can string a lot even though you wouldn't think they can, which is Sentinel. Sentinel is very good at playing passive. Again, look at the defense stat because you take a few more hits, and with hammer you can get actually surprisingly long combos and a really good defensive play. And katars, although are normally an aggressive weapon, you can really play a wait and punish game on Sentinel because again 7 defense and it just works for him really. His SIGs kind of lean to it with long, like especially the down SIG on katars, just slam the floor straight away and they're off you, so you can play very passive and calm with him. And if we go into passive and controlling, that would be characters with really long range weapons and huge SIGs. So we're going to go with Diana. Diana doesn't have the huge SIGs, but she has the 2 long range weapons, really good at getting space from your opponent. She can be flashy in ways, but it's mainly just get away from your opponent, take the tempo of the game down and play on your terms. Another one's Kaya, stats 7 defense, 2 long range weapons, kind of the same thing, and she can really keep you in check all game. Passive and controlling, Thor. Look, again, you're getting the point now. Defense, 2 weapons with decent range. Other than the reason why he's so controlling is his SIGs. Some of his SIGs cover very, very big ranges that you're gonna want to be in, and he doesn't allow you in it, and it makes you kind of scared and conditions you. Now we're gonna go on to passive and floaty. Now this is just any passive character really, because floating is normally going up and away from your opponent, but passive and floaty, you could go with most of the Lance characters. Olgrim, Scarlet, those 2 kind of fit in perfectly. You kind of wait, land a big hit, wait, land a big hit, which can be very frustrating to play against, but it is what it is. And then passive and free flowing, so you just kind of go on the spot with how the game's going. You don't have any set combos. You still have set combos, but you play the game as it goes, kind of off the top of your head, with your reaction times rather than preemptive strategies. And a character like that it has to be a read based character, maybe like Jala would be quite good at that with the axe, waiting, and then the sword to attack. But again, not really the defense to do it. And there's not really many characters that fit into passive and free flow because you kind of have to have a game plan when you're running away and spacing. You can't really dodge as they're about to attack you and stuff like that because that's not really being passive. You've got to be prepared for it. So that doesn't work. And then passive and reading would be definitely Arcadia, really good for that. She has two very good read weapons, and she has very good stats to kind of play passive. The low defense does make it seem like it. Let's say you get the 5 def, it's not even that bad, and you wait, land a hit, go for the read. If you don't get the read, reset to neutral, and then wait again, get the read, and then do a bunch of damage with that really high damage stat. And then we'll go on to just flashy characters now. This is going to be my favorite section, of course. Don't know where to start with flashy characters because a lot of things make a character flashy, but we'll just go through every flashy character in the game. So really flashy ones we'll go through. So Jiro is my personal favorite flashy character because he wasn't that good, so it was very just like entertaining to play him. You got Jiro, you got Mordex, you got Yumiko because you can set up with her SIGs and cool combos. You got Artemis, you got all the Scythe Legends, you got Arcadia. And outside of the Scythe Legends, you've got Caspian. I've probably covered most of them because they're the most entertaining and usually the most played characters because people like being flashy, getting cool clips. You got Fate. I failed to mention Fate actually. I've done her a disservice. She would go in the aggressive and controlling and aggressive and free flow gameplay because of Orb and Scythe. And yeah, that's kind of it for the flashy characters. There's not. Lin Fei is a flashy character. Jae Young's flashy character. A lot of the new ones, the old characters are kind of more bare bones and basic. Most of the characters down here will have some cool gimmick. But yeah. So now we're going to be going over controlling characters and characters that kind of take control of the game, stage control, keep you off stage, keep you on the back for the entire game, don't really give you a chance to get up. These are going to be characters which are very, very consistent. You're going to see a lot of swords, spears, axes in here. And we'll start off with Bryn. Bryn's a very controlling character. When you're on the back foot, it's hard to kind of catch up on her, get a big streak going on her. And we've also got characters like Scarlet. Again, heavy hitter, very hard to catch up in damage against her. And Arcadia and Yumiko, just because they're SIGs, can literally create stage control for a second trap SIGs, and they're very good at keeping you locked down. On top of this, we've got characters which are just very controlling, as in the sense they don't really let you do anything. They're high pressure all the time. So you're going to see a character like Petra, like I might have said before, is very, very, very controlling, high pressure at all times. I would say some characters which don't let you go to certain places, like because they have really good options there, like Wu Shang has really good stacked options on gauntlets. You can just down to get any time and it will hit you. Characters which don't let you jump because they have really, really good anti-air, like Ember's Ensig makes jumping against Ember really, really difficult on bow, and her Enlight makes it hard as well. Her SIGs on Katars also make it so you don't want to be really, really near her because they come out so quickly. Now onto the best free flow characters, which is people when you have no plan at all of what you're going to do and you're going to go into the game and take it as it comes, adapt to their playstyle. And these characters with really, really neutral kits which can do anything. So we've got Bodvar in there. We've got Hattori in there, who's also a very aggressive and flashy character. I don't know why I forgot to mention her. Those characters can really adapt to anything. Azuri can adapt to anything. Val. These are very neutral characters. Koji, which you can do anything with. No matter who you're playing against, you're going to have a chance to win. There's no hard counters to these characters, and you're always going to have a good chance. And it's, again, a lot of sword and spear. You're going to see Ada. Ada's a very good character to play free flow with. You go as the game goes and adapt with the game you're currently playing instead of having a preset plan. And yeah, that is it for the free flow ones. Now for the ring, read, and string characters, we're going to go with Fate, Jae Young, Mordex, Jiro, Lin Fei, Caspian, and last but not least, we're going to go with, if I have to pick one, Mako. And all these characters can get insane power of one read, insane damage, insane kill options of one confirm. And it's not just about being able to use your light attacks, it's about maybe light attack, getting a read, 2 lights, and then a sig to do good damage, get you off stage, get kills early with just reads. And that's why you've got the Mordex and Mako in there, like the Mordex hitting you with a down sig after a read, instant death. Mako hitting you with an end sig with Katars after read, instant death. You know, these characters are really. Jiro can hit reads into like true sig combos or unjumper with sig combos, so you can get kills really early. And these characters are me characters which are very high risk, high reward. You know, if you don't get the reads, you're gonna lose. If you do get the reads, you're gonna win. And it's very, very simple like that. I've tried to go through it as fast as I kind of possibly can because I know people don't want to watch a video for ages. But if you fit into any of the categories, honestly, pick up one of the characters I said, give them a try in training mode even, and you'll find you'll like things. Like you'll like things about them. You'll maybe merge with the character well. And if you're new, especially, I wouldn't recommend picking up straight away. Picking up a very hard character like a read character. But if you're aggressive, and I've named a spear character or a sword character, get into that weapon, learn that weapon and character, and then you can move. That's the good thing about Brawlhalla. You can move from character to character really easily because maybe half of their kit is shared. Like if you say you're moving from maining Bodvar to main Jiro, you've already learned sword, you've already learned the entirety of sword, you don't need to learn again, you can learn half. So remember, picking a main in this game isn't like oh my god, I'm going to be useless at every other character. You're going to have translatable skill, so just honestly get playing. If you're brand new and you've never played a fighting game before and you don't even know what playstyle is, I should put this at the beginning of the video, just play Bodvar. Bodvar's the perfect entry character and he needs nothing. If you're looking for the perfect neutral character to do anything you want, Bodvar, look at his stats. Perfectly distributed middle of the range stats, 2 middle of the range weapons, very good for learning the game. Anyway, I don't want to drag on too long with this video. I tried to get it done quick. Whoever your new main is, please tell me. I'd love to know. And if you stay on the same main, tell me why. Maybe you're already playing a character which I said was in the category. Anyway, if you would sub and like, I'm trying to get back into YouTube. I say this every single time. I'm going to be getting a lot more content out, and hopefully you guys will like it. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Laters. Have a good day.